What was necessary to win, and that was play tough defense and rebound the basketball. You know, they out-rebounded us by 15 in the second half, and that was the difference in the game.
Still a great year for both Duke and Carolina on the women's floor. We got Carolina men's press conferences today. We got you covered all day long. See you later.
Thanks, Jeff. Mark, still quiet out there?
It is so very, very quiet out there. And isn't that kind of a bummer? You know, you lose the game, you got to go out in front of the media. It's like having to sing after you lose American Idol or something like that. But so far this morning, very calm out there. Just chatted with the Cary guys. They say no trouble this morning coming through the construction zone on US #1 highway. Has not begun to stack and back. Doing well coming in on 64. We're hearing that US #1 highway has not started its back up as well. So all those arrowed areas, you're still cruising all right this morning. Now, out on the road surfaces themselves, let's check in I-40 at Aviation Parkway. Little bit of stuff coming. Everybody bunched around the tractor trailers. But that is westbound 40. Airport is off this way. Raleigh behind them. RTP, other things could be in their mutual futures out on this map. Now, let's go to Miami quickly before we're through here. There is I-40 at Miami Boulevard. The big whip around westbound. Just a little bit of moisture off to the side of the road. That's it from over here. Back to my colleagues.
All right, thank you, Mark. People definitely want a piece of Raleigh's history.
Coming up, why some city leaders could dump their controversial brick decision.
And Tar Heel fans wear their emotions on their sleeves. Carolina's march to the arch and the big business boom. Next.
I got my Doug Henry, and I am tired of high prices.
In Goldsboro.
A 2005 GMC Sierra regular cab, $15,688.
In Farmville.
An 05 Chevy Silverado extended cab, just $19,988.
Looking for cheap prices? I invented it.
Come and see for yourself and get your Doug Henry now with 3 locations: Farmville, Tarboro, and Goldsboro.
The owners of Colony Tire are doing something special for you.
For me?
Well, for everyone, actually.
That's a lot of people.
And a lot to offer, like buy 3 Toyo tires, the 4th one's free.
No kidding. 3 at Colony's regular low price and
the 4th one's free. Lots of other savings coupons, too. Look in your mailbox for these owner special offers.
those Colony owners really are a great bunch.
Really? The quality's higher at Colony Tire.
Bank of America's mini Visa credit card.
Is that really a credit card?
Hey, that's a cute card.
Thanks. It's really small, really easy, and really safe with our Total Security Protection Package. So now when you get our Bank of America Visa credit card for your wallet, there's a mini card for your keychain.
What a great little card.
Watch your mail for an invitation to apply or stop by your neighborhood banking center. Bank of America. Higher standards.
Lots of Toyota cars, hundreds of choices. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event with thousands of amazing values. Check out the sporty, fun-to-drive Toyota Corolla. Right now, get up to $1,000 cash back on the 05 Corolla. Or sign and drive lease the 05 Corolla CE for just $219 a month for 48 months with absolutely zero due at signing. Visit your local Toyota dealer or buy at Toyota.com today. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward. Live from North Carolina's state capital, this is WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
In the headlines for Tuesday, March 29th, Raleigh police investigate a deadly shooting.
A former congressman's son appears in federal court today.
Is John Edwards looking towards 2008? The former presidential candidate heads west this week. We'll tell you what's on his agenda.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm Bill Leslie.
And I'm Linda Loveland. Thanks for staying with us. We'll get to your top stories in just a moment, but first, a beautiful spring forecast.
Yes, finally.
Been waiting
after
for this.
after a cloudy, cool, stormy weekend, including yesterday. Of course, this time yesterday we had some severe thunderstorms in the area, including some large hail. Going to be a beautiful day today, nothing like yesterday. Let's take a look at our forecast. For starters, you can see just a few clouds still hanging around out there, but those are moving on out. The sun is trying to peek up over the horizon in between the clouds, but it will be mostly sunny for a majority of the day. 74 for the high, northwest winds around 10 to 20. Our temperatures this morning anywhere from the mid-40s to low 50s, so fairly mild. And this afternoon it's going to be warm and sunny, 74 degrees. We have more 70-degree days in the forecast plus a little more severe weather. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth. This morning, Raleigh police are working on a murder case.
Yeah, somebody fired several shots into an apartment and killed a man. WRAL's Megan Hughes is following the story in Raleigh. Megan, any suspects yet?
No suspects, Bill, but we now know the victim's name. It was 31-year-old Brian Horton. And now that the sun's out, you can actually see the bullet holes in the glass there. You can see a number of shots were clearly fired. Now, they had CCBI and Raleigh police investigators out here all night long, still trying to figure out who did this and why. This apartment complex in southeast Raleigh is draped in crime scene tape and questions.
When we arrived, we found one victim who was deceased. Why that happened or exactly how it happened is the subject of the investigation.
Here's what police do know. When they got to 3037 Ashburn Court after 7:30 last night, 31-year-old Brian Horton was dead.
Certainly does not appear to be an accidental shooting. Shots were fired from the outside of the residence to the inside of the residence, and the victim was struck by at least one of those shots.
They're still investigating whether Horton was the target. There were others in the apartment at the time, but none were hit. Since the shooter or shooters were in the parking lot, police are depending on neighbors, hoping they may have seen who did it.
Presumably they were running away from the scene of the crime.
Now, there were some witnesses who said they saw a darker, older model Cadillac leaving the scene. It had several people inside of it. Police are still looking for that vehicle, and of course, if you have any information, you're urged to call the Raleigh Police Department. Bill.
I know they want to break in that case. Megan Hughes in Raleigh, thank you.
A Raleigh man faces an unusual charge, cyber stalking. Police say Gary Cathoria wrote threatening emails to his boss and her children. According to court officials, Cathoria was upset about his boss's attempts to fight his unemployment claims. A manhunt for 2 robbery suspects continues this morning. They're wanted in connection with 2 armed robberies in South Carolina and a carjacking. The 2 are also accused of leading a Chatham County deputy in a high-speed chase before crashing and running away. A third man, William Baker Jr. of Robeson County, is in custody. The suspects are considered armed and dangerous. They may be driving a black Nissan truck with North Carolina license plate number PSL 1073.
Overworked, overloaded, and underserved. That's how Wake County judges describe the legal system in the Triangle's largest county. They aired their frustrations in front of state lawmakers pushing for a bill that would hire 2 more district judges. The bill has been introduced in both the House and the Senate, but lawmakers say it will take until the summer before the bills are voted on. A district court judge will be in federal court today.
Gary Balance is accused of cheating on his taxes. WRAL's Renee Chu is live in Raleigh with more. Good morning, Renee.
Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Bill. The name Balance likely sounds familiar. Gary is the son of Frank Balance, a former U.S. congressman. Gary Balance tried to reach a plea agreement in federal court a few months ago, but the judge rejected that deal. Today, Gary Balance will appear before the same federal court judge this morning.
The last time Gary Balance walked into a federal courtroom, he did not get the results he wanted. The federal judge rejected his attorney's plea deal on a misdemeanor tax charge. Balance is accused of failing to report $20,000 in income he received from his father's nonprofit foundation. An indictment shows former state and federal lawmaker Frank Balance diverted state taxpayer money from the foundation to his law firm, church, and family members. The elder Balance pleaded guilty to a federal conspiracy charge. It's now the younger Balance's turn to enter a plea. Prosecutors say he bought a Lincoln Navigator with the taxpayer grant money. They also say he failed to report it to the IRS until a state auditor launched an investigation. Despite the charge, Balance is still serving on the bench at the Warren County Courthouse.
If convicted, Balance faces up to a year in prison and a $100,000 fine. The judge may also call for Balance to resign as a condition for probation. Now, Balance's arraignment starts at 9 this morning. Tune in to WRAL News at noon for the latest on this. Linda, back to you.
All right, Renee Chu, live in Raleigh. Thank you.
John Edwards gets down business today. He'll deliver his first public lecture in his new role at UNC's law school. Edwards will talk about the fight against poverty and new initiatives at the Center on Work and Opportunity. You can see Edwards' entire speech tonight on the WRAL News Channel. It airs at 9:30 and again tomorrow as well. The news channel is on digital cable channel 256 or over the air at 5.2. Well, the former senator and vice presidential candidate's making sure voters out in the Midwest don't forget him. Edwards scheduled a 2-day trip to Iowa this week. The agenda includes TV and newspaper interviews and fundraising for a congressman. No confirmation yet that Edwards will run for the White House again in 2008, but most political watchers expect him to.
All right, 6:36. It's been a quiet morning so far on the roads, Mark.
So very, very quiet so far today. Again, no big deals on the collision front. Talk to the Highway Patrol, Raleigh guys, Cary guys, Durham guys. Everybody's all right this morning. Who is calling in is fine members of WRAL's road crew. Cal Van Meter rapidly becoming an achiever in the road crew. He came down the Mitchell Mill to 401, and he says right when you come into 401, 50-car backup this morning. He says a little heavier than usual. And then he said some gentleman with flashing lights on top of his car was slowing traffic on 401. But they got past that and all is moving well now. A little bit heavy again, according to the road crew, at the intersection of Mitchell Mill and 401. There's I-40 at Airport Boulevard. Westbound flow is cruising along well. The airport is off in this direction. And then quickly out in Durham, let's look. I-40 at Fayetteville Road, eastbound 40. Got some sunshine today and cruising past South Point Mall without trouble. That's it from over here. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mark. He will eventually be a soldier.
And one local teen isn't wasting any time honoring those he'll soon call his brothers.
Michael Jackson's past could come back to haunt him. We'll tell you what jurors will be allowed to hear.
And Atlanta firefighters get an early start to the day.
WRAL's On-Time Traffic is sponsored by Charles Boyd Pontiac Cadillac GMC of Henderson, just down the road from high prices.
WRAL.com is the place for NCAA tournament news, live scores, game schedules, ACC team coverage, and play the ultimate bracket challenge to win cash prizes and a 52-inch HD TV. Only on WRAL.com.
Moving out, huh? Mom's gonna miss you.
Yeah, well, first house.
Speaking of first, I got something for you. My first and my favorite.
Your Gravely.
It's yours.
You've had this since you worked for the city.
Took all the city could dish out. Then it took on my yard. No sweat.
I don't know what to say.
Just say you'll come visit.
Bring the professional performance of Gravely commercial mowers to your home with the Gravely at Home line. See it at your local Gravely dealer. Gravely at Home, a powerful heritage.
This week only at Fred Anderson Toyota Superstore.
New 05 Corollas are just $99 a month in the clearance zone.
$99 a month for new 05 Corollas.
This week only, over 1,000 vehicles are on sale because we know price sells cars.
Hurry, drive new 05 Camrys for just $169 a month.
$169 a month for new 05 Camrys in the Fred Anderson clearance zone.
Click on FredAndersonToyota.com.
Or come by Fred Anderson Toyota Superstore of Raleigh today, Glenwood Avenue, Highway 70.
Today's Carolina Calendar is sponsored by Crossroads Ford.
I'm Deborah Morgan with today's Carolina Calendar. The gardeners of Wake County will hold their 25th annual Azalea sale April 8th through the 10th at the State Fairgrounds. For details, call 852-4747. A celebrity golf tournament benefiting minority prostate cancer awareness will take place this Friday in Durham. For information, call 833-9828.
Live from Raleigh, the state capital. You're watching Bill Leslie, Linda Loveland, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, and on-time traffic with Mark Roberts on WRAL's Morning News. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. It is 6:39. What a difference from yesterday morning. You missed it, but boy, the hail was something else. Much better this morning.
We didn't have any hail in our neighborhood, but I know up to the north.
Yeah, there was a bunch around the viewing area. We had lots of pictures. So thanks to everybody who sent their pictures. And the National Weather Service got a picture of a hailstone that was 4 inches long, which is practically unheard of. So hopefully you escaped without seeing too much damage. This morning things are quiet and mild. Temperatures are anywhere from the mid-40s to mid-50s. It's 54 in Oxford and South Hill, 52 in Rocky Mount and Goldsboro, and as you head south, it's 46 in Southern Pines and 48 in Fayetteville. Pretty day today. We still have a little bit of lingering cloudiness in the eastern part of the state, but we'll see mostly sunny skies today. Highs in the low to mid-60s. The kids just need a light jacket this morning, and not much coming home in terms of jackets. We'll talk more about our forecast coming up. Bill?
Thank you, Elizabeth. New overnight, word the Pope may end up back in the hospital. An Italian newspaper reports Pope John Paul may need tests on the tube that is helping him breathe right now. The report also says doctors may need to adjust the Pope's diet because he's having problems swallowing. No comment this morning from the Vatican.
Thousands of Fort Bragg soldiers are home this morning after playing a major role in Iraqi history. Waves of soldiers returned from the Middle East over the past 3 days. The last group stepped foot on U.S. soil yesterday. They spent 4 months in Iraq providing security for the country's first democratic elections. 2 paratroopers from the group were killed in action. A Halifax County teen is working against the clock on a memorial for servicemen killed in Iraq. 17-year-old Austin Laser joined the Army. He reports for active duty in 2 weeks. Laser is working on hundreds of white crosses. Each bears the name of an American serviceman killed in Iraq. The crosses will be placed along Highway 158 in Littleton.
Police made an arrest in connection with the Minnesota school shooting rampage. A 16-year-old student killed 9, including his grandfather and several students, before turning the gun on himself. A source close to the investigation told the Associated Press Louis Jourdain was arrested. He's the son of an American Indian Tribes chairman. Jourdain is reportedly part of an investigation into a potentially wider plot.
Jurors in the Michael Jackson trial will hear about previous allegations involving children. Prosecutors say one involves actor Macaulay Culkin, though the defense says Culkin never accused Jackson of anything. Comedian George Lopez took the stand yesterday. He testified he backed out of plans to hold a benefit for the boy who says Jackson molested him. Lopez says the boy's father was more interested in making money than helping his son.
Atlanta investigators are trying to figure out what started a major condo fire. Black smoke and flames poured from one unit just before daybreak yesterday. Firefighters say the firewalls did a good job stopping the flames from spreading to other condos. No injuries are reported, but damage is extensive. Investigators will also spend the day trying to track down the cause of a Massachusetts mill fire. No one was hurt in this 5-alarm fire. A major electric line above the mill also ignited, leaving about 700 residents without power.
Time for a look at the stories making headlines across the state. Patients at New Hanover Regional Medical Center could get a little more privacy. The Wilmington Star News reports hospital administrators want single patient rooms as part of a planned expansion. And the Charlotte Observer says a new transportation plan will make downtown Charlotte more pedestrian friendly. It calls for fewer one-way streets and more signs directing drivers to parking garages.
Raleigh's brick battle may come to a peaceful end.
Coming up, how residents could make part of downtown feel a little more like home.
Plus, they're Tar Heel born and Tar Heel bred, and Carolina fans are shelling out the dough for a piece of blue heaven. We'll explain.
Let's play Baby Allergy Bingo.
So what do you think? Boy or girl? How about wait? Be the closest guesser and win.
A VIP pass to watch the morning news live. You'll meet the crew. Go to WRAL.com and click on Baby Allergy Bingo. WRAL's new Viper radar system. High resolution 3D forecasting from the clouds to street level. Dissecting storms from the inside out. Pinpointing danger zones with stunning detail. WRAL News. Weather coverage you can count on.
It's awesome, baby! Beat the clock and save at Big Number 1 Capital Ford. For a limited time, buy a new 500 Freestyle, Taurus, or Mustang for only $299 a month. No money down. These 05s are diaper dandies. F-150s, Explorers, Expeditions, $299 a month. No money down. Absolutely nobody will sell for less than Capital Ford. With over 5,000 vehicles available, Capital Ford's a painty pair. Can you get the best price and best selection the first time at Big Number 1 Capital Ford? Aha, baby!
Did you know that in addition to being unsightly, a crawl space could be downright unhealthy? When your home is built over a dirt crawl space, you can't be sure what contaminants may be flowing into your living area. Call Regional Waterproofing and find out how our clean space encapsulation system can help isolate those contaminants, reduce mold and humidity levels, and help lower your energy bill. Now that should help you and your family breathe easier. Call today for a free estimate.
Regional Waterproofing.
WRAL News Time 6:45 and our top stories. Raleigh police are searching for an older dark-colored Cadillac after a deadly shooting in southeast Raleigh. Police say Brian Horton was killed by a shot fired from the parking lot of this housing complex. They believe the shooting was intentional. 14 North Carolina lawmakers meet today to gamble on a state lottery. They're members of a newly formed subcommittee. They want to drum up support for a vote that could immediately implement a state lottery. A vote is expected within the next week. And a Durham high school teacher will be in court this morning accused of inappropriately touching a student. The Durham Herald-Sun reports Kara Hill is charged with taking indecent liberties with a 16-year-old female student. Hill taught 9th grade English at Northern High School. She was suspended a few weeks ago.
Well, I had to say it, didn't I? No wrecks. Now there are collisions. I think I jinxed everybody. Out in Durham, South Alston at 55. Out in this portion of town, been a wreck with some injuries. Watch for that. Also, off onto Buffalo Road at Oil Terminal, just to the east of Capitol Boulevard. Been a wreck there as well. On the big wide map, got one on Highway 42, coming up toward 40, near the Jiffy Lube, again in that Cleveland area. And it is now time for a momentous announcement of monumental importance for all Americans. Can we show the cool little bit? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the bike pedestrian bridge will officially open. Well, they'll have a groundbreaking on April the 4th. They are quite excited about that. So after all of their toil and sweat, the bike pedestrian bridge shall be fully functional. And by the way, down below it, outer Beltline traffic that was coming at you looking light, that's a momentous occasion, you guys. They've been working on that thing for a long time. Back to you guys.
Well, I'm stoked. Want to rev up your next business meeting? Souped-up go-karts like this one could soon fill a facility in Garner. A private developer wants to build an indoor go-kart track and banquet facility at the intersection of Rayner and Hine Roads. It would cater to professionals, people like Mark Roberts. No one under 16 could get in. The Garner Board of Aldermen will vote on the plan in April. That facility could open later this year. North Carolina's tough new driver's license laws have made an impact. A new report shows Hispanic applicants for licenses dropped 25% last year. The state stopped accepting several forms of foreign IDs in February of 2004. Applicants packed the DMV as the deadline approached. The new laws were put into place following the 9/11 attacks. Now, critics say they unfairly target Hispanics and keep some from ever learning the rules of the road.
Raleigh residents may get a crack at some bricks after all. The city planned on sending thousands of bricks from the Fayetteville Street Mall to the landfill, but dozens of people asked for them. Raleigh leaders say it would cost thousands of dollars to salvage them. There are liability issues as well, but some council members are willing to give the plan a second look. Under state law, the city can't give away its property for free. One council member will suggest offering the bricks to the public at a minimal cost.
Carolina is finally back in the Final Four, and how excited are the fans? Well, if T-shirt sales are any indication, plenty excited. Store owners on Franklin Street say Final Four T-shirts are practically selling faster than they can hang them out there. UNC has been in the Final Four 16 times, but it's the first time in 5 years. The Tar Heels play Michigan State on Saturday night. WRAL is the place to be for complete coverage of Carolina's March to the Arch. Live reports from St. Louis begin on WRAL's Evening News Wednesday. We'll have a live half-hour special Friday night at 7:30, and of course, you can catch Saturday night's games right here starting at 6.
And find out what the Tar Heels have to say about their big trip on WRAL.com. We'll provide live audio of today's press conference with Tar Heel coaches and players. Roy Williams takes the mic about at 1:45. Sean May and Raymond Felton will also speak. Now to listen, click the special link on WRAL.com's front page.
I'll be listening and watching.
No, you will. Be tuned in.
Very excited. You are.
It's just a great tournament so far.
It really has been exciting.
Games.
Yeah.
Look forward to more this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend the weather's going to be probably pretty good for watching basketball, especially on Saturday. And we're looking at cooler temperatures and cloudy skies then. But between now and then, things looking pretty nice. Let's take a look outside on the Viper radar. For starters, this is actually a satellite image that you're looking at here because I wanted to show you where the clouds are. We still have some hanging out, especially in the eastern part of the viewing area, but to the western part of the viewing area, seeing a good bit of sunshine right now. We will zoom in a little bit closer, and you can see the clouds lingering in the eastern part of North Carolina, but really starting to pull out of the western part of the state right now. So things looking very nice for the remainder of today. Now, we did end up seeing a few sprinkles overnight. That rain has now pulled well north and is also diminishing a great deal. They're likely to just see some morning showers up into the northeast, and then after that, they're likely to see skies clearing as well. Let's take a look at our temperatures as our skies clear. Our temperatures are fairly mild, 45 in Boone, 48 in Wilmington, and 50 out at the airport. We've been warm this morning up in South Hill. We're still checking in at 54, 53 Roanoke Rapids, 52 in Rocky Mount, and 46 in Southern Pines. Our humidity at the airport is 80% with a temperature of 50, and our winds southwest at 8. It's going to be a little bit breezy today, especially through, say, lunchtime. This time yesterday, the low pressure pressure system was still to our west. And instead of tracking north and just dragging that cold front across the area yesterday morning, once the cold front moved through, we actually saw the low pressure system tracking behind it. So that kept us in the clouds yesterday. Here was the band of severe weather. And then for the rest of the day, we just saw showers on and off, cloudy conditions and some breezy conditions as well. We have high pressure down to the south now building in, and that is going to bring us some very pleasant conditions today, tomorrow, and Thursday. After that, we'll start to see some changes again. We'll start watching this front, and as we get into Thursday morning, it starts to tap into the Gulf of Mexico. That will start to transport some moisture our way. We may see some showers early Friday, but our best chance of rain will be in the afternoon with some thunderstorms and possibly some severe weather. But beautiful today, a little breezy, northwest winds, mostly sunny, temperatures in the mid-70s. Tonight back down into the mid-40s and mostly clear. And tomorrow, temperatures again in the mid-70s to near 80 with just a little bit of high cloudiness. Thursday, we might make it up all the way to 80 degrees. Friday, a little cooler with the clouds and scattered showers and thunderstorms. Right now, Saturday looks cloudy with a high of 60, but Sunday, we may creep back up to the upper 60s to near 70.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. It towers over the Raleigh skyline.
Yeah, and this big building can be yours for the right price. Details after the break.
Coming up on the early show, we have helpful hints on how to get rid of those pesky household stains.
And Everybody Loves Raymond is getting close to the big finish. We're going to talk with Ray Romano coming up on the early show.
WRAL's On-Time Traffic is sponsored by Fred Anderson Toyota.
Mom, I need that sweatshirt. Somebody does have a birthday coming up. Yeah.
High-speed internet from Sprint helps you do things you really enjoy.
Super.
Like making your kid cool.
Yeah, Karen made it herself. Can't even tell.
Yeah, nice shirt, man.
It's a hoodie.
Get high-speed internet for $29.99 a month for 12 months when you combine it with your home phone. Call, click, or come by.
Hi, folks. Tom Smith here out at the undisputed price leader, Crossroads Ford, where thousands of vehicles are packed and stacked everywhere. More coming in every day. Hundreds of vehicles must be sold. They will be sold regardless of profit before month's end. We'll open Monday morning, 9 a.m. We will not close till the end of the month. 24 hours a day of unbridled savings. Folks, listen to me. You've heard us talk about $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 off. Low prices, low payments. Make us an offer. Make us an offer. If it's reasonable, we will take it. Come in now, Crossroads Ford.
Hunting for lost treasure just got easier. $600 million in unclaimed cash is waiting at the North Carolina Department of the State Treasurer. Visit the NC Cash website at www.nccash.com.
I'm State Treasurer Richard Moore, and it's my job to reunite North Carolinians with their unclaimed cash. Just visit our website, www.nccash.com.
During Buick's Auto Show sales event, lease the all-new Buick LaCrosse CX for around $249 per month. Call for residency restrictions and details.
A fistful of unplanned meetings of commuters so far this morning across the area. Other than that, pretty calm. Out in Durham, had a wreck. South Alston near 55 out in this kind of northeast central Durham. Also Buffalo Road at Oil Terminal out to the east of Capitol. Other than that, things moving along fairly well. The website of the construction zone is showing congestion right from 1010 to Kildare Farm Road. I should extend my arrow some if I'm getting 1010 in there. And 64 is its normal, steady and heavy itself all the way in from the water tower into the Beltline. Now, quickly on the wide map, had one out in Johnston County, Highway 42, near the Jiffy Lube, out in the Cleveland area as you're coming up toward I-40. You got to watch for that. That'll mess with you. And let's check I-40 at I-540. Look at that. That is westbound 40. Pretty even distribution of traffic. Those cars headed away from Raleigh, past the airport, out toward Durham. Doing all right this morning. That's the deal from over here. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Mark. Fayetteville's old Capitol building will get a makeover. The city council voted 5-4 to allow a developer to redo the building. He wants to turn it into an entertainment complex. The council also agreed to loan the developer make that $750,000 for the project. The City Council tabled a vote on developing the 300 block of Hay Street.
Want to put your name on Raleigh's skyline? One Bank of America Plaza is back on the market. Just 5 years ago, the building sold for about $45 million. Its previous name was One Hanover Square. Right now, there's no asking price, but a firm hired to market the property says there is a lot of interest. Time now is 6:55.
Yeah, let's check in this morning with Bill and Sherry and see what's going on at Mix 101.5. Good morning.
Good morning. The gang's all back. Coming up after 7 o'clock, we've got Dave Matthews concert tickets to give away, plus a $40 million divorce settlement. We're not giving it away. I've got details.
Okay.
We got details on that for you.
And also, Rosie O'Donnell is making a big fat apology, if you will. And also, our producer, Wayner, tells us we've got some crazy love facts today.
Ooh.
Whatever that is, I'm not sure. You have to be listening after 7. Bill and Sherry in the morning. I'm Nick.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, let's get a last check of the forecast because it's looking good, Elizabeth.
It is a great day to be a meteorologist today because most people are going to really enjoy our forecast. Let's take a look at what's happening today. And we're looking at temperatures in the mid-70s, mostly sunny skies, a little bit breezy. For tonight, we'll see mostly clear skies and lows back into the mid-40s. And tomorrow, more 70s, maybe a little bit of high cloudiness. And for Thursday, we may make it all the way up to 80 degrees. Friday, another round of thunderstorms. The cold front comes through, and some of those could be severe in the afternoon.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth. Very nice. Well, coming up today at noon, we'll have the latest on Judge Gary Balance's court appearance today.
Plus jelly-filled pastries and fat-saturated sausages. Can these really help you lose weight? We'll
I don't know,
check
but
and see.
Sound really good right about now, actually, don't they? Maybe with a big biscuit?
I feel like a fat-saturated sausage someday.
CBS Early Show's next.
But for more local news coverage, you can switch right now to Fox 50. We'll see you there in 90 seconds.